right, my wonderful people. We are back with another episode of On Screen, Off Screen with Lauren, who looks confused. I think she's still filling out her notes. That doesn't mean she's any less awesome. She is wonderful. And she was talking about running a D&D campaign, which is sweet. I don't know if you know this, but she is a fantastic DM. And then we've got Josh, who's great at absolutely everything and doesn't give himself enough credit because he's literally the man. We're going to start off with Josh and I's shared topic. And I think, Josh, you go first. Running Man.
Okay, so I watched this year's The Running Man starring Glenn Powell, and I had no previous history with this movie. I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks like a fun watch. Um, didn't put any more thought into it. Just when it came out and I was able to rent it, I did, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked their motivations. I like how they showed society. I like that it's cyberpunk, but everybody's not horny and stupid. Like every other cyberpunk thing out there, they're like actually have some decent people, some people with morals, and a corrupt, uh, hyper capitalist world. I love that. I thought the music choices they had were all great. Um, I love how the snowball effect was with this our main character and him saying like I'm just going to do one of these other shows because I just need the money, and then he gets sucked in deeper and deeper and deeper till he's on the show he swore he would never do. I love everybody that runs into. I love that so many people support him. Like I said, it actually feels like a cyberpunk story where there's not just one group of people and hypersexualized and there are no morals anymore. It's just that morals are overshadowed, and they did it extremely, extremely well. Um, like I said, I thought he did a great job. I like all the characters in this. I didn't have a problem with anybody. I don't have any big criticisms of this show other than it's not high on my rewatch list. It's probably one I would come back to like 3, 4 years, then come back to it. Um, so I'm rating it on my scale as a 8.75.
Nice. Have you seen the original?
Nope, didn't know there was an original until after I'd watched this one's.
Okay. It's do you know if it's based off of a Stephen King story?
I know it was based off of a book. Yeah,
Yeah. It's based off a Stephen King story that I want to read. I like the original, but I think this is like the perfect kind of movie to remake. One, the original doesn't follow the book very well, and two, it is an '80s movie. It's got Schwarzenegger in it, and it is about as '80s cheesy as you can possibly get. Like it is. When I think of '80s cheese, I think of this movie, and there's times where that works, and there's times where it just really doesn't. So it's an '80s movie, super, super cheesy. When I think about '80s cheese, I think about this movie. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and it is like the epitome of that '80s cheese. This one was a good one to remake because there's a lot of. It's a different story. They can be a little bit more serious. You can get a different actor who isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger because he works for some movies. Um, And I think Glenn Powell did a really good job with this. I love the family aspect that he's fighting for his family. I love that he's forced to do this game show that he doesn't really want to do. I like the political machinations of everything going on in the background. The things I don't like are one, the main character just gets his ass saved by some random person over and over and over again throughout the story. Like it is, oh, I'm screwed. Oh, random person helps me. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, random person helps me. And then they get to this cabin in the woods. And there's this character who wants to break down the entire like bureaucracy that's causing so many problems for people. And I'm all about that. That's cool. But this Glenn Powell's supposed to go into the mountains and just survive the 30 days, and then he gets this giant payout, and he becomes a symbol for the revolution. Is kind of the idea. And you have this character who is trying to break everything down. It's the guy who plays Scott Pilgrim. I can't remember his name. Michael Cera, I think his name. Um, and this movie was directed by the same person who did Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's Michael Cera does a good job. His mom is there and she has dementia, and she thinks that our main character Glenn Powell is a demon. She's convinced because the news has made him seem like a demon, made him seem like an evil person. They've influenced the way people see society. And I figured that the mom would start freaking out, and then she would press this button on this wall, this ginormous button that says like report that there's a problem. For some reason, this button is there in a house where they are very much against reporting anything, and they are super. I mean, everything they're doing is illegal. Everything they're doing is illegal. But they have this giant red button. It makes absolutely no sense that this button is here. So I figured the mom is going to go and touch it. And I'm like, okay, kind of predictable, whatever. The mom does see that Glenn Powell's in the house, and she's like, demon, demon. And then she goes to touch the button, and her son grabs the arm. And I'm like, oh, they didn't do it. Interesting. But then the son is like, you know what? I'm going to touch the button. The guy who is trying to break this whole government is going to report his main person who is helping him be the symbol, like the Jesus symbol. You're going to report Jesus. It's stupid. It is a stupid part of the movie. The rest of it's really good. There's a part where this girl gets wrapped into the whole thing. Glenn Powell gets in the car with the girl, and she thinks that he's a monster too, but she slowly realizes that he's not a monster. She's being played also, and now she's part of the game. Great. The way that he wants the main showrunners, they have hunters that hunt down Glenn Powell. It's a game show, and you have your main 7 hunters. Glenn Powell is taking them out one by one and gets paid more for taking them out. Well, the show needs to be a little bit more fresh. So he's going to take out all of these main hunters and start his own show. I like that idea. It's a really good idea. It's very well done. The big negative is that one stupid ass plot point right in the middle of the movie. And for me, I would be closer to what Josh has rated. But with that, I literally had to drop it to a 7.
So I've heard on the podcast before when you hate when somebody's good at everything, and then it sounds like here you hate it when they're kind of like a character that things are happening to them. So in this show, is there any like strengths that he has that makes him the main character, or is he just a person that things are happening to?
I think he is very, very lucky throughout this movie over and over and over again.
So
He's competent,
being lucky.
but he's very lucky in this movie. And there's times where, oh man, I don't get how.
And that's like a bad thing for you in storytelling.
To a point. Like, I think you can have some luck. Everybody has some luck. And you have some luck in a story, that's totally fine. But when you require luck for the story to work, I don't really love that.
When it's a relied mechanic for the story to work.
Yeah, relied mechanic versus a one-off. He was kind of lucky. Like, there's a part where he blows up this building, and the building happens to start on fire, and there happens to be stuff that's going to explode in there, and there happens to be all of these guys that pull into the building at the exact right time, and everything happens to blow up. That one time, if that just happened, I would be like, okay, cool, whatever, let it go. Right after that, a kid shows up and saves his ass. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. That's fine. Like, I'll let that go too. And then the guy who saves him happens to be an expert on the games. Like he does kind of black list videos on how to win the game, the different kinds of characters of the game, and it becomes an exposition jump for the audience. I was cool with all that. It's totally fine. But he happens to be connected to everybody that they need to be able to be successful. And he happens to know this one guy who lives in the woods who is trying to take down the whole bureaucracy. So they happen to go to the woods. And there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck in this movie. And it's not even the luck that really bugs me because I let most of that go. I didn't talk about that as negatively. It's the one time where he's not lucky, I guess, but it just doesn't make any sense. It's actually just stupid. Josh, did you think the button thing was dumb? The button thing was dumb.
The button thing was not dumb. Everything
How
you
is the button
said was
thing
just
not
wrong.
dumb? Oh, dude. The button thing is... How is the button thing not dumb? That is dumb. Straight
Because
up, that
he literally said he was going to kill him and make him a martyr. He pressed the button so that when he killed the running man, it would be broadcast to the whole world live. That was his motivation to kill him, to make him a martyr, so that the rest of the people rise up. Yes, it is.
It was to bring all the people over so he could kill them. Otherwise, he had plenty of opportunities to kill the running man. He could have recorded it. Like, no, that's not a valid reason at all.
He wanted it to
That's
be
ridiculous.
live on the show. He literally says it.
He could have done it while he was in the house. Oh, cool. I need you to stand like right over there. Button press. Oh yeah, you're in a cage now. The house has so many gizmos. He could have done so many other things. No, that doesn't match his behavior at all. Zero.
I think you're just wrong. Like, he brought him in. He wanted the people to come in into the so that it would be live on the show. He wanted to play the part of the guy. It makes total sense. He wasn't trying to be on the side of the show. He was trying to be on the side of making his character, or Glenn Powell, a martyr. He's anti the show. He just needed the show to do it on their live broadcast, so they couldn't cover it up or change it.
Why work so hard to keep him alive once you press the button?
Because you can't let them get the victory. And he was trying to set it up on the bridge, which was a thing, and then he got hurt, and then he's like, I guess I'm gonna be the martyr. That's what he says right before he jumps out and dies. Like, I think it's just wrong. I think luck, no. There is some luck, but I think you're just missing that, like, the kid was looking for him because his brother was this guy, because this brother wanted to also use him to be the face of it. Like, all the characters have their motivation. That's why I love this show so much, is because they didn't just like show up, and they didn't just go away either. Like the black kid and his brother, right? The kid finds him, goes back, gets his brother, who is this influencer, expert on the show kind of guy. And then after they part ways, the kid and his brother go start doing other things to also start this revolution. They don't just like, now I'm gone, now I have nothing to do with it, it was just a passing through or whatever. I thought it was good. I didn't feel like they overused luck. I don't think the button thing was stupid. I really liked it.
Cool, Josh. Yeah, I'm obviously not negative on it. I still gave it a 7. I still enjoyed it. But I do think there are problems with this movie. That's okay. Let's go on to Lauren's first topic. What do you got?
Well, my first one is the Quarry. So technically, I wasn't in control of the game, but I was. So Josh was playing the game, but I dictated the choices that were going on. I think that the Quarry is So for anybody who doesn't know what the Quarry is, it's a video game put on by, is it Dark Pictures? That's the people that put it on. The same people who
No, it's
do
not her name.
um, Until Dawn. And I think I talked about Until Dawn on here before, and I was like, glad I did it once. The Quarry, I want to play again, and I want to try to not kill as many characters as I killed.
Except
um,
she still dies.
except she can always die. I do not care about her. I purposefully killed her, and I thought it was really funny how easily it was to purposefully kill her. She literally, there's a choice where she's like, do I go up to certain death, or do I like look around down here? And it's like, up, death, we're killing ya.
Oh.
And immediately she gets
Game over. Done.
and I was like, yes. This is probably one of my favorites other than Man of Medan. Man of Medan still is my favorite that they put out, but then it goes the Quarry. I think the playability is good. I was way more invested in the characters. It was, I think I had more fun with this one because I wasn't scared, and there wasn't really a lot of jump scares in this, and I really appreciated that. It was a lot more of like a thinker of like what's going on here type thing. And it was just, I thought it was funny because like I went into this game wanting to hate every single character. And, in the end, I actually liked some of them and didn't want to kill them. I did accidentally kill a character in the fashion that I didn't want him to die. Like, so there's this character, there's a werewolf stuck in a cage, there's like a cage. Oh yeah, I was gonna call him Alex again. Jacob. And then Jacob's in a cage, and there's a cage in between him and a werewolf. And the cages are electrified, so they're not like the werewolf is safe from the guy's safe from the werewolf. They're like, well, should we let him out? And I'm like, if you turn off the electricity, then the werewolf's gonna get him. So I'm gonna end up killing him if I try to like free him. So no, he's safe in the cages. We're leaving him in the cages. 5 minutes later, the doors open and the werewolf kills Jacob. It's like the exact thing that I was like trying to prevent happened. And I was so mad. And then there was another part where in this game there's a mechanic that you have to like hold your breath until like the danger passes. And Josh is in control, and I'm supposed to like say when you release the breath or like what choices. And a lot of the times before a choice would prevent itself, I'm like, if this is gonna happen at this situation, I need you to do this. So I'm like, if you have an opportunity to shoot this person in the face, do it. But we're in this spot where he's holding his breath, and then I'm like, it goes clear, and I'm like, release your breath. He doesn't release the breath, and I'm like, why isn't he releasing? You should. And then I go to say, why aren't you releasing? And then it goes red again, and then he runs out of breath and just gets mauled by like horrifically torn apart by this werewolf. And I was like, why did you do that? We shouldn't. So it's like, okay, so
he died.
So we used a heart to save him, and then there was another point where it was like, yeah, if you get a chance, shoot the werewolf in the face. And then it was, to his credit, it was really quick, and it was like charging. And usually in these games it goes in slow motion, and I do not think this one went in slow motion. And this werewolf charges him, and he misses, and then we got slaughtered again. And I was like, stop trying to kill Caitlin, we're trying to save her. So we went back again just to save this character. And luckily we didn't need 3 hearts. But I actually kept a lot of people alive. I think I killed a lot of the family members that were werewolves, and I killed Em and Jacob were the only counselors that I killed. And I saved everybody else. I wouldn't have minded if Justin Smith's character died, but it was like so funny. We were like making fun of him every single time he popped on screen. I can't remember exactly what we said, but there's like this scene that he's just trying to be tough, and I was like, "Oh, listen to me! I have so much emotional range right now because this is all I can say."
My favorite was it cuts to him after the cure, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, "I've got to make a cool guy look." But if you've ever seen the people who can't wink, who are like trying to, and they're like closing one of the, like not quite closing one of their eyes, he was making that face and kind of like,
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I got a couple cutscenes that Josh hadn't seen. Um,
Hello?
and the witch is after me because I killed her son, but I'm not mad about it. Yeah, I want to play through again. I want to try to save Jacob. I want to see what happens if you don't kill the white wolf. Um, yeah, there's so many things that I want to see how it goes differently and choices that like I want to cut everybody's arms off who got bit. No hesitation. We're just slicing. Slice first, questions later. I don't care if it's a bite or not. um, but yeah, I want to see if there's anything story wise, like if you could save everyone. Um, but yeah, it was. I thought it was a lot more intriguing. Kept my attention a lot better. I think it also helped that I wasn't really in control, so it made me relax more and just have fun instead of being stressed out. Because I think the other games, like Until Dawn, I was annoyed by all of the teenagerness, the
Mhm.
walking, and the constant jump scares.
Mhm.
So I think those things took away from the experience. Whereas this one, it was intriguing, spooky, but not like Little Hope trying to jump scare me every 2 seconds. Yeah, I really like this one. Um,
"So what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?"
9.
And then you said it
9?
was
Cool.
second to Man of Medan. So does Man of Medan top it?
Mm-hmm.
What's that one?
I'll say 10. I've already played it like 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, I played it with my brother. It's really funny. I like texted him in the morning and I was like, ready to poop your pants. And it was interesting because it was a different playthrough than I had with Josh because I had one character escape while they were still on the boat, and so it was a character that I had that funny scene with the pinup girl with Josh. So I was like, oh, I was like, that was a scene I really wanted to like recreate with my brother to see like how he would react to that situation. Especially when like she's crawling on the walls and being all creepy, and I'm like telling Josh not to move, and he's like, I'm not. And I'm like, then get off the ceiling. And so, but this time it was really funny because once again it was me seeing things, and my brother's like, I'm not moving. He's like, wait, do you have a knife? I was like, I have a knife. And he's like, so that's you. And I was like, why is there a rat in my chest? I'm like freaking out. And it was like, it's just so good because like once again it played with my head, even though I knew what was going on. I was like, I'm like, are you sure it's you? And stuff. Um, yeah, so it's
I really need to play this game with the
it's so
whole you can't
good.
see other people's side thing
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that is wild to me.
yeah. It's very important that you can't see the other person's screen because that's how that works with like because you can talk to each other and be like, yeah, that's me. Because there was a scene where it looks like there was two of my character and he was the girl and I looked like the two boyfriends. And it was interesting because he caught on that one of them had the pirate tattoos. And he's like, oh, so that one's not you. And I was like, how dare you be more like perceptive and know what's going on? I was so like, because he was like, uh, he's like, oh, there's two of you. I was like, don't worry, I got me. And stuff like it's yeah, it's a really good um one. And then I played by myself, and that wasn't as fun. You need to play with somebody.
So what about House of Ashes? Because I know you also really liked that one.
I think House of Ashes is right after the Quarry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd give that
Yeah.
one like a 8 point
Oh,
something?
yeah. Yeah, because that's the next one I want to do with my brother, but well, now he has time, so maybe I'll see if that one's on sale. Make him play that one with me.
Cool. That'll be fun. That's awesome. That's cool. The Quarry is a fantastic game. I should absolutely replay it. And then you guys are gonna make me play Man of Median again, which I just man, that's just I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
So
I'm gonna try it. All right,
don't
Jess. What?
cheat and look at somebody's screen. Just kidding.
I don't. We have a computer set up here with 2 computers. I can do it with my wife. I just like
Put a screen.
I can play
You
with
keep
Josh.
doing your
Josh, we should just play it. I had a really good time when we played the
House
other
of
one,
Ashes.
House of Ashes. Really, really freaking good time. Okay, yeah, we should do it because I just man, I did not enjoy that game as much as you guys have. All right, Josh, what is your second topic?
Okay, so I watched Pitch Perfect 1 because it had been a very long time. And then I watched Pitch Perfect 2 right after it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, very good, like, I've seen it before, I don't need to focus all the time kind of movies, right?
Hmm.
Wrong, because both of these movies have the most unhinged comments I have ever heard. Insert the meme of like, what did he say? Like every few minutes, I was like, what did they just say? Are you serious? That came out of somebody's mouth multiple times. I had to rewind and be like, did they really just say that? Yes, I heard that right. That is absolutely unhinged in the most enjoyable way possible. I think that these are very fun watches. I don't think they're like critically the best. I don't even really like the music that much. I think more than often than not, they sound more like Glee, and I don't really like that kind of remix version of really good songs. Uh, but it was fun. It's pretty good music. Um, I looked it up on reviews. They're at about 75%. And I put both of them at exactly that 7.5 out of 10. That's it.
Cool. I'm not surprised you liked them, but I'm surprised you rated them the same because I've only seen the second one once, but in my memory it was clearly worse than the first one.
It is the same movie.
Interesting.
It has the same characters making the same unhinged comments. Like, I would get people being like, this sucks. They didn't do anything new. But if you watch them back to back, I bet you couldn't even tell which scene was from which movie. Other
Interesting.
than maybe like the few characters that change. Like, it's the same movie. It's the exact same production. It's the exact same quality. They said, "Hey, we had success with Pitch Perfect 1. Let's make Pitch Perfect 2 and we're going to tweak it just a little bit. Instead of Anna Kendrick being the new girl, we're going to insert new girl. Instead of Anna Kendrick being the anal one, the fun one last time will be the anal one, and Anna Kendrick is going to have this like desire to go get a job and have a life outside of college and not be super obsessed with the Bellas." Other than that, it's the exact same freaking movie. They go through the exact same things. They do like it's even the same. They go and do some underground a cappella rap battle or whatever. Like,
Oh,
then they
like
go
save
and
it.
do a competition. They don't win, but they do really well. Then they go to the final competition and they win. It's the same.
Was this was the second one more cringy? Because that's what I remember. But I haven't seen it in such a long time. I don't remember. But I remember the
They're
second
the
one
same.
being super cringy. No?
They're the
Okay.
same. If you look them up, the first one has a 78, the other one has a 72.
Okay.
So with the unhinged, are the unhinged funny or awkward?
Yes.
Or just funny awkward?
I mean, it's all of the above, right? In the first one, you have the commentators talking about this like a cappella competition like it's the Super Bowl, but they also run the whole thing and it's all just weird. And the guy is just a misogynistic idiot. He's the same idiot in the second one. In the first one,
Hmm.
you have the Asian girl who's like super quiet and like you can never hear her unless she opens her mouth to say something like really unhinged, like in the first movie she says like it's not an exact quote, but she's like, I light things on fire for fun. Right? Like that's like the first line you actually hear her saying. You're like, what did she say in this singing movie about this thing? I also think it's really funny that like they got these Broadway talents, and in order to make them fit this movie, they're like, this one has to be a magician nerd that nobody likes because otherwise, why wouldn't he just be dominating this a cappella performance? Um, I think they're fun. They're not super great. They're not like go turn it on, watch these. These are fall in the category of like if you haven't seen them, they're probably worth a watch. And if you have seen them and you just kind of want something in the background that is upbeat, positive, these are good choices.
Are you planning on watching number 3?
I don't know. Cause like I was in right, I watched them back to back. I literally
Mhm.
went straight from the first one to the second one, so they feel like the same movie. At this point, it's like, do I really want a third of that movie? Um, I don't know, but probably eventually. But it's not high on my watch list at the moment.
Okay, cool. Cool. I'll go to my second topic, Megabonk. Have you guys heard of Megabonk?
Nope.
Okay, you know Vampire Survivor?
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
basically Vampire Survivor in 3D, and it is so much fun. This game is stupid fun. I played it with my brother-in-law on his Steam over the Christmas break, and we would just take turns going back and forth. And you like have a knight, and you get swords, and you get more swords that go around you, and you get like bananas that you'll throw at the guys that are trying to kill you, and you're just trying to survive as long as possible. You'll get moldy cheese that poisons people, and then you can put it in a microwave, and it doubles the effect. Like this game is stupid, but it is such a good time. I played it for like I don't even know, 16 hours or something during Christmas break. And we just took turns back and forth. And they have like a skeleton that throws bone. What are they called? The Australian things that come back to you. What are they called?
Boomerang.
Boomerang throws a bone boomerang that hits people, and you get more bone boomerangs that bounce off people while you're trying to skate through enemies and not get hit because it's a paper tiger and just dies immediately. There's a guy named Mega Chad who just flexes, and then he creates an area of death around him when he flexes, and it's awesome. I know this sounds stupid, and that's because it is, but it is one of the most enjoyable game experiences I've had in a really, really long time. Um, it's just like if you want something that you don't really have to think a lot about, has enough strategy that you're like, okay, I'm trying to create this build. It's roguelike, and you just want something to do that's going to be a good time, something you could play with your brother and just have a ball. This game, it is so fun, and it's like $7 on Steam. One of the best $7 I think you can spend.
We've talked about what constitutes as a cozy game before, and I feel like this is like boy cozy game.
I agree. Actually, that is a really good definition.
Because I'm like, I don't think I would be into it, but I know, yeah, it seems more like something my brothers would be into just to like play and not think about it. But
My sister-in-law, who's not a gamer, had such a good time with this game. She didn't play it for as long as we did. She played it for a couple hours and then she was done. But those couple hours, she had a really good time, and she's not a gamer at all. What were you going to say, Josh?
I don't think you'll be into it. I think if you picked it up, you would be like, "This is so stupid," and then you'd be like, "An hour has passed."
I can see that.
That's what I
100%.
think. I don't think you
Yeah.
would pick it up a second time. I don't think you'd come out of this experience being like, "Wow, that was so much fun." But just like that first time, I feel like it would just like suck the time away, and you would just be
Yeah.
like into it. Kind of like when Conlon and I watched The Circle, where we're like, "This just sucks," but we
Yeah.
just keep watching it. Yeah.
But this doesn't suck. Like, it was
Yeah.
legitimately
Little different in that way.
ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played Vampire Survivor, and honestly, I didn't really get the hype. I tried. This one I get. I get this one. Josh, if you, I'll buy this at some point, and you should try it because I think you will have. I think you will have a good time. Maybe you won't love it as much as I did, but I think you'll have a good time. Anyway, that's my topic. Pretty short one. Let's go to Josh's second topic. Or you've already done your second topic. Let's go to Lauren's second topic.
Okay. So
I'm very curious about what you think because I haven't finished it.
you finished it?
I haven't finished it.
You
And
haven't
totally fine
finished
to,
it.
You're totally fine to spoil. I know most of the spoilers.
Okay, so I talked about Stranger Things season 5 earlier, where I was like, this is my favorite season so far. That was the first volume. I have now changed my mind. And I'm so angry. So me and my brother, like last night, I don't know if you've seen these, Colin, but there's Conformity Gate, episode 9, that everybody's been teasing and hoping is true, and everybody has their tinfoil hats on and their string board theories. And at first I was like, that's a nice theory. And then I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, there's got to be a 9th episode. There's a 9th episode, right? This makes too much sense for the Duffer Brothers are either geniuses or idiots. And
Would that be wild if there actually was? It would be crazy.
That would be so good. It would be so freaking good. Anyway, so me and my brother, literally hours, last night we were texting each other like all of the things we were finding and like sharing our theories and like sending every little thing that like would solidify our theories to each other, and we're talking back and forth. And then this morning he like texted me at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and we talked till noon being like, oh my gosh, no, this has to happen, this is happening. Like I was kind of like not on board, but now like I'm 99% sure that this thing. And so we were like so convinced that at 6 o'clock they would just shadow drop it, and it didn't happen. And now our text threads is just gifs of us like planning murder and crying and being upset. I was like, the last thing I sent was like the Mickey Mouse reading How to Kill. And my brother just sent me, I'm so upset. And like, it's, oh my gosh, yeah. There's one part where we're like just feeding into each other's delusions. And I was like, he's like, I'm too deep. He's like, this can't be fake, I'm gonna cry. I was like, normally when a season ends this badly, the actors are like, oh yeah, you know, I wish this would have happened. Like I wasn't too happy with what happened with my character. And he's like, yeah, also not one of them has commented on this viral conformity gate theory, which is suspicious. Almost like they're under contract. And I was like, almost like there's an episode 9. We're like sent like pointing gifts to each other and stuff. Like this was going on for hours, and it was like we were shooting text off back and forth immediately. We ran out of tinfoil, and now we're sad. I hated the last episode so bad.
Why? I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people are like, I love this last season, it was great. And then some people are like, you are like, this was awful. Why did you hate it? Go into the whole thing. Why did you hate it?
Okay, so I loved right up to where like Will gets his powers, and I'm like, amazing, beautiful. And then all of a sudden, everything kind of started getting wonky from there, I think. Um, like, there was no real reason for him to kidnap the kids.
Okay.
Um, and like, all of a sudden, where's all the demogorgons? Where's all the demobats? Where's all of these things that they were fighting before that were so freaking dangerous from entering the upside down?
Mhm.
um there's so many inconsistencies of like, um you have, like, my biggest tinfoil hat theory was the inconsistency of like the colors of things from one part to another part, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that means like they have Vecna's I think Mike is in Vecna's mind, and like all of these things. And then they had like a coming out scene, which I'm not against gay representation. And I think even Noah, the actor, was like saying how like awkward that thing is. Like, I have friends who are gay, and it's like, it's not something that you're like, come town, let me have a 7-minute thing about how I am gay, or else we'll all die. And it's like, no, like I could see it being like him being like, I have some things that are on my chest, and I don't want to die without like getting it off of like keeping this in, and I need to tell like my mom and my closest friend or something like that, to like have no regrets going into a battle or something like that. But like, for him to be like, now Vecna can't get me because I'm gay. It's like, no. I was like, and then like everybody doing like the weird and my axe and my bow, but it being me too. And I'm like, no, stop it. This is so weird. Why is he there? Why is she there? Why did you out Robin in front of everybody when she told you she wasn't ready to tell people? Anyway, so I hated that.
That's
It
fair.
uh there was, and then like the whole tower scene where he's talking with Mike, and he's like, so we're still friends, and he's like, no, not friends, best friends. I was like, shove him off the tower now. Let's be done with it. I mean, and then like the big fight was like, they were showing Elle throughout the whole season being kind of really wimpy with her powers. And
Okay.
then, from what we've seen in previous seasons. And then she was like doing this obstacle course for forever, and then she could barely clear an 8-foot fence. And then you're telling me that she can just chest launch into a freaking Titan at the end, no nosebleed, and then she pocket stands Vecna? Like, it's the dumbest fight ever. And then Joyce, like, it took her like 11 hacks to like hack Vecna's head off, and like, it was so dumb. And they must be the best climbers ever, because they had like 5 seconds to scale this cliff. It was so bad. It was so bad. And like, and then it ends, and I'm like, okay, so they beat Vecna, so the real fight's gonna be with the military. And then that was like, Elle's like, I'm gonna kill myself. And then the military's like, dang, she's dead. Guess you're all free to go, even though you know deep, dark government secrets. And we have this base that everyone we've been keeping under wraps. And I'm just, dang it, we didn't get the girl. See ya.
No.
And then Max is in a coma for like 2 years, or I don't know how long she was in a coma for. But you're telling me she was able to graduate with everybody else? Like, it was such bad writing. It was so bad writing. And then like, I was so hoping for the conformity gate, because when they were like at the table, and she's like, everybody gets a happy ending. How contrite. Obviously, like, she's freaking out and like flipping out, and I'm like, oh, they're making fun of us because we're like, oh, we hate the ending, because everybody, you said there was going to be 5 deaths, and now there was nothing, and you said it was going to be a dark Christmas, but it was actually very happy. Like, happy. We're like, what's going on? I'm like, we're Max. And then they're like, no, we're just bad writers, I guess. And then, like, their answers to everything that people are like, well, what happened to Vicky? What happened to so and so? What happened to this girl? Like, oh, they probably broke up off screen. And like, whenever anybody asked any questions, they're like, oh yeah, that probably happened off screen. And we're like, at this point, somebody posted, they're like, episode 9, off screen. Just had the crickets. And I'm like, I'm going to find the Duffer Brothers. And it's going to become the most dangerous game. Like, oh my gosh. And then, like, having the actor who plays Vecna troll everybody on SNL, I was like, that wasn't funny or fair. How dare you? I feel victimized. I feel personally attacked. Because I was like, no, I'm not going to give into it. These are cute theories. And then, like, I was full tinfoil hat for the past, like, 24 hours. I'm so mad it didn't happen. I'm
Would
still
you have
holding on to a
preferred
sliver of
Will
hope.
Smith show up with his Men in Black machine at the end? Just like,
That would have been a better
done.
ending.
You're done.
That would have been
You're done. Will Smith shows up for literally like a 20-second cameo, wiping everybody's memories.
That would have been so, like, if they even just had it be like Will Smith pop up and he does it to the camera, like he's wiping your memory. And I was like, yes, please be rid of.
Please forget season 5. Please forget.
So bad.
That would have been so funny. And if it wasn't the real episode and they actually gave you the real episode next week,
Oh my
that would
gosh.
be awesome.
Because
So
like,
did this ruin the show for you? Like, was it that bad?
So how
Oh.
would you rate Stranger Things as a whole now that it's all said and done?
2.
Before, what would you rate it before, and what would you rate it now? So you rate it now 2.
7.5.
Oh,
Before.
wow, that's a
Yeah.
bad episode.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I've seen like this TikTok where they're like, whenever they're explaining something in Stranger Things, they like grab the weirdest things to be like, this gave me the idea. And sometimes they're just grabbing random household things and like stacking it on the bed. And they're like, Papa said there was a trampoline. And so they like put this exercise trampoline on the bed. It was a really funny skit of like them trying to figure out how everything's going on. But I really did like, I caught the Lord of the Rings reference where the teacher is able to get a frequency of the gate. And so he made it so that he could open the gate for somebody coming in. And when he went to go like press the button, he was like, melon. Press the button. And I was like, I know what that means. I get that reference. Yeah. Very disappointed and strange. Like, I had so much faith in the writing because they're like, pay attention to every detail. And we did. And they did not deliver. So mad. So bad.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I've heard you get this ranty before. I was like, I should just let her keep going because she's ripping.
Like, I'm probably after this podcast, I'm probably gonna call my brother and we're probably gonna go over it again. He's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm
very
sorry.
disappointed.
I have a bright side.
What's the bright side?
I feel vindicated. I feel very much like I knew it all along that this show sucked.
Well, and it was funny too because I really wanted. I thought they were gonna implement "End of Beginning," the song that Joe Quarry, Steve's actor, sings. I was like, that fits perfectly. Like, you could fit that in so many different places in this ending, and they didn't in like all of the songs that, yeah. And the other thing that made me think there was going to be another episode was there's a song that's listed in like their playlist for songs in the series that they didn't actually put in the series. And so I was like, why is that song listed? So I was like, was there's another episode.
There's another episode.
There's not. So
Do you have a, like, if you did another episode, what would you do? Could you go anywhere from this point and save it?
Yeah, I would have it be that Mike we've been viewing everything through Mike's mind, and that he was actually captured by Vecna, and then you actually like there isn't really a the sky place or whatever, because that doesn't make sense, because that looked like a freaking desert. You want to know what the Demogorgons don't like? Heat. They literally burned it out of Will in one of the seasons. Why is he in a desert? Doesn't make sense. It's such dumb writing. So I would just like be like, no, that was all what Vecna wanted Will to think. So they're like, yeah, anyway, it would just be all of Will's psychosis that, no, you had a happy ending, you beat me. But actually, Hawkins has fallen, the worlds have collided, and they have to figure out how to defeat Vecna that way, or even just have it be a dark ending of they don't beat him and they do die. Like, I would prefer that over what happened. They just lost.
Do you think that they could do a satisfying, like if you gave one more episode, do you think it could be satisfying, or do they need more time than that?
I think they could.
They could. So it wouldn't require like a full movie. It's like if they did, oh, we're doing a last movie thing. No.
Well, if they wanted to do a last movie, okay, I'd be
Okay.
down with that, because that's basically what
Okay.
they did with that last episode. It was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they wanted to do another 2 hour long finale or whatever, I think they could wrap it up.
Would you watch it at this point, giving it a 2 out of 10?
Just because I want conformity. To be real, I would. But I'll be so mad if all of that was just to tease the documentary that's coming out. I'll be so mad.
I could see that being a thing, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced, since Netflix kind of does that.
So I'm looking at IMDb right now, and this episode has a 7.7 with 3,000 reviews. Why do you think it's so high? Is it just
I don't know. They're dumb. Yeah, Josh.
I don't think many people review individual episodes. So
Okay.
it's probably people thinking they're reviewing like the whole season. Like the whole season is still an 8, even though the end sucked. Because like I don't even review individual episodes online. It's like whole seasons. It's like whole shows. It's whole movies.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see that. Other than this episode was like such a event. It really was.
yeah.
That's the only reason I can see this reviews being actually for this episode.
And I think the people that would review that are not people who are like paying attention to what the Duffer Brothers were saying and to what was going on in the series.
Okay.
Because there was a huge thing of Elle and Mike saying they were going to run away together to a place with 3 waterfalls. 3 of them. They said it like 8 times in the last episode. We're gonna make it to the 3 waterfalls. And then where did she end up? It had 2 waterfalls. I'm so pissed. I'm done. I'm so mad. I'm done.
We need to cut that clip because that was the best thing you have ever done, Lauren. They said there were going to be 3, and there were 2.
My face is getting
That was
red.
amazing.
I'm so mad.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway.
I'm so sorry.
I just feel like the Duffer Brothers never even like read, like they didn't watch any of their seasons before, because like everything else like fit, and then the 5th season doesn't fit at all. And,
Hey, Lauren, Josh, I think Lauren feels about this season like we felt about The Last Jedi.
I already made the comparison to Star Wars, but I actually compared it to when Disney actually took over. Because pre-Disney, we had the Clone Wars, and I was very much theorizing, like, what does the brother and sister and father really mean in the grander implications? Who really is the chosen one? Who is the other person that Yoda said there is another all about? Right? We had Rebels, so I was a big fan, big theorizer that he was actually talking about Ezra, not Leia, and then Disney took over, and they're like, The brother and sister mean nothing. Lightsaber colors mean nothing. The Force is infinite and has no rules. And lightsaber colors mean nothing. So that's what I compared it to.
Did Disney get different writers though for those, or is it the
All
same
of them have
writers?
had different writers.
Yeah.
That's what makes me mad though, is that it was just the Duffer Brothers throughout the whole thing. They didn't
Yeah.
switch.
It's like they forgot their own writing because they were the ones that wrote it.
And
Kind of
like
like,
they were hyping it out, being like, nothing's a coincidence, and pay attention to the details. And so we did, and they're like, oh shoot, they actually did things, and oh man, beans. We didn't deliver. Like,
all
yeah, we didn't
beans.
deliver.
I'm sorry, Lauren. Seriously, when you have
Yeah.
something like that where it's just like you love this thing and then it got you, it's terrible.
Like,
It's
and it's
terrible.
like, I was kind of like just an average watcher, but this end made me be like an avid hater. But yeah, I didn't think I would feel this passionately about this until people started doing like conformity gate, and then I was like, oh my gosh, and then now I'm sad again, so that's fine.
And then you just all right, I'll go to my next topic. And honestly, Lauren did watch this too, so we can talk about it and Lauren can be happy. Unless you hated this movie, and then you won't be happy. But I hope you didn't hate this movie because I thought it was really good. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's the third, what's this show called?
Now You See Me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
duh. Wow. That was the dumbest thing ever. I was just dumb there. It was like, that's called Now You See Me. I'm a moron. That was a dumb thing. We're not cutting that out, but we should because that was retarded.
Now
Okay.
we're flipping it.
Now You See Me. I was surprised by how much I like this movie. I like this movie better than the second one, and I'm really, really close to the first one. I thought this was surprisingly really good. You've got a new cast of characters. Like, you have the young cast who's getting mentored and brought in by the old cast. It's that kind of a thing. But the old cast does a really good job. The young cast does a really good job. They're like trying to out magic each other all the time, and it's a little cheesy, but I don't care because I had such a freaking good time with it. And it's a really good case. Like, it's a really good little mystery. Most of the time in these shows, I hate when they have like the young I like the whole master teaches the newbie trope. Like, I like that idea. I like the Yoda and the Luke Skywalker. I like that. And I don't like it when it's like the young person is just so much smarter than the old person. This one does that, and this is the only one that I can think of where I think it works. And the reason that it works, spoiler to everybody, one of our main new characters, main new guy, has been planning this in his head for 15 years. So he's gone over all of these different options and put together a plan, and he's planned upon planned upon planned. He's the reason that the old cast gets back together. Like, he's done all of these different things to make the movie work. And I feel like his plan is logical, with one exception. In this movie, Morgan Freeman dies. And when they find out that this kid planned this whole thing, nobody's like, you piece of crap, you killed my favorite person. Nobody's like, you suck. Nobody does that. And I think somebody would be like, wait, you killed Morgan Freeman. You are a piece of garbage. Other than that, this is a really, really fun movie with the coolest house of all time, and I had a really good time with it. Like, really good. I gave it an 8.5. What did you think, Lauren?
This is my least favorite of the Now You See Me.
Okay.
Okay, right there. Hold on. Conlon, what would you rate the first one?
Like an 8.7, 8.8. I really, really like that movie. And then the second
Lauren?
one to me was... Oh.
What would you rate the 8? Okay. And then the second one?
Second one to me was... I've never watched it again, never had a desire. I'm going to give it a little bit lower than a 7, like a 6.8. It was a pretty significant drop off to me.
8.
8. Okay.
I like them equally.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lauren. What did you think about the third one?
I didn't like the new cast.
Okay.
I was really distracted by the not Justin Smith's character, but the other one's posture.
Really?
It was so bad. And each time I'm like, okay, either that's like the worst case of scoliosis I've ever seen that's gone untreated, or like his chest is concave. Like, I'm like, I shouldn't be like, I was just, I don't know. It was like, his posture's like this, and it almost like looked like he was doing it on purpose, like he was trying to get his belly button as far past his chest as he could. And I was like, what? Somebody get him a doctor. Like, it was so distracting to me. And
I feel like
then
he hunched, but I didn't feel like it was that bad. That's
I
crazy.
need to find a scene where it was like at the end and he's just sitting there. I was like, holy cow, please fix your posture.
You find out that he does have scoliosis, or you just made fun of a guy with a disability.
And I'll be like, please go see a doctor. That can be fixed. Yeah, oh my gosh. I didn't find the magic as cool in this one for some reason. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't a fan of the rivalry in between, like, because one of the things that I hate the most in movies that are like, oh, we built a band of people in this first movie, and then in this second movie, all of the characters who were in a relationship are now divorced, and now they have to figure that out, and everybody else had a falling out, and you have to figure out how to work together again. And that's just what happens with this
That's
series.
100% this movie.
Yeah, and I hate that trope so much. So, yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Because it was a big focus of this movie, that trope. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad that I watched it. I'd probably give it like a 6.
That's fair. That's fair. My one other negative is the ending, which I'm not super bad about, but when what is his name, shows up, the guy who plays Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo shows up at the end, and I'm like, you got that one dude like thrown in prison. What are you doing? This has been years. You didn't go get the guy out of prison. He's in Russia. What are you doing? That was my one, like, I feel like I'm not understanding something, so I'm kind of giving it a break for the next movie to see if they explain it a little bit better. Maybe it was like all a hoax. Maybe there's like a reason, but we don't have a reason for why he broke up this group. It just seems like he was kind of a douchebag.
Yeah. I kind of...
But I'm giving it a break.
The horseman, like, I can't remember what they call, like, the head horseman person who usually gathers them, but I don't like that character with this group. Okay. I wish they would just be a band of magicians that are just doing stuff for, like, being Robin Hoods just because they want to be Robin Hoods, versus like them having a ringleader that mysteriously gathers them for one of his own games again. But yeah, that's my only problem. Not my only problem. That's one of my bigger problems with this series as a whole, because I feel like the first one made sense to have them have the main eye person or whatever, and then, but for him to like reappear in the second one, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, overall, I liked it. Would you watch the next one, or is this kind of like, whatever? I'm good with the series.
I mean, I like heists, and like, I feel like, especially with this one, they're less heisty and more like, we got out of this because of magic, and like making it feel more like it was actual magic versus tricks. So if they want to stick with like the tricky bits of it, I'll probably watch the next one, because I do like heists and like them revealing how they actually did it. But I felt like with this one, there was some that they didn't like reveal their tricks, I guess, and it was just like magic. But yeah.
Versus like the cool thing with the way that they made the truck, the way that they kidnapped the girl and had her think that she was at the the vault at
I
the end of
thought
the movie
that
with the truck.
one,
I thought it was
yeah,
cool.
I thought that was
And they had
smart.
a sandstorm and everything. Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
That was
that
cool.
was that was something that I really liked. Um, but yeah,
Cool.
also mad that
Cool.
they
Cool.
killed
Cool.
Morgan Freeman.
It was a I don't know. Weird choice. But is he really? No, he's probably dead. We didn't see him die
Probably
though.
not dead. No, he didn't. I
Probably
was
not dead.
like,
He's probably alive.
yeah, he's probably alive. Can't kill Morgan Freeman.
No, Morgan
He
Freeman
is
will live
God.
forever.
So
He is God.
Yep. All right, Josh. Let's go to your last topic. I watched part of this. I haven't finished it though.
okay, so my last topic is the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua's boxing match. Um, this completely consumed my social media. Like, it was everywhere. And I was like, I don't follow fighting. I don't follow Jake Paul. I don't follow Anthony Joshua. I know who he was, but not because of who he is. I know who he was because he was on Top Gear once. Like, that's how I know him. Um, but yeah, I heard that there was a fight. I heard like a few hours later, it was everywhere that Jake Paul's jaw was broken in 3 places. Then I heard that there was Logan Paul challenging Anthony Joshua to another fight, and I was like, for the last 2 days, my social media feed has been nothing but this fight. I have to see this, like, what happened. I have to get context, right? Um,
Hmm?
so I pulled up the good old Netflix and I watched this fight, and I had a great time. I still think boxing is a dumb sport, um, but I am curious to watch more. In boxing, you are awarded rounds, and if you win the most rounds, you win the match. But how do you win those rounds? Well, people just decide. People just pick. There's a panel of judges, usually 3 to 5, and they're like, this one won that round. This one won that round. I think that is the dumbest thing ever. It is boxing. It should be as simple as 5 points for a hit to the head, 2 points for a body shot. Most points in a round wins. But no, they're like, Jake Paul, there was 5 rounds before Jake Paul was knocked out, and he won 2 or 3 of them. He didn't. He didn't win any of these fights, any of these rounds. I watched him. He kept diving at Anthony Joshua's legs like a little bitch and running away the entire time. He was not winning these rounds. He was surviving them because he was too scared. And I'm not even the only one to say that. Him diving at the legs was like a common thing that I was seeing on social media. People were like, he shouldn't be in this fight if he's just going to dive at Anthony Joshua's legs the whole time. This isn't wrestling. This isn't MMA. This is boxing. Get your hands up and block. Take the hit. Back away. You don't dive and try and tackle a guy. And in rounds 3, 4, and 5, I think somebody totaled it up as like diving at his legs like 15 times. Each round is like 2 minutes, right, Conlon? 3 minutes?
2 to
So
4, depending on. Yeah.
yeah. So in the span of less than 15 minutes, he dived at Anthony Joshua's legs 15 times. What are we even doing? Like, that is not boxing. That is not entertaining. It is only entertaining because his name is Jake Paul and people like seeing him do stuff like that, right? Any other boxer did that, everybody else would say, this guy sucks. There's no way he won those rounds. Um, I wish that the final punch was more satisfying. Um, because it apparently destroyed his jaw, but like he wasn't even really knocked out. He just didn't get up in 10 seconds, which I know counts as a knockout, but like
But it's not the
he
same.
was up 0.002 seconds later and he was talking crap to Anthony Joshua right then and there. And then Logan Paul got involved. And in the midst of all the celebrations and stuff, when Antony Joshua is about to be declared a winner, when Antony Joshua is giving his, thanks for coming out and watching speech, and, congrats to Jake Paul. He lasted really long. He put up a good effort. He's not a heavyweight fighter. I am. That took a lot of guts. While this is happening, and he is being a respectful, nice British guy, Logan Paul is yelling at him for not following a script.
Are you
On TV.
serious?
Yeah.
I love the memes where it shows him like going to punch him and he's smiling, and it's like, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm absolutely like, here's where I'm really at. Jake Paul agreeing to this fight is impressive. That's very brave of him. You could not pay me enough money to try and fight Antony Joshua. If the deal was take a punch from Antony Joshua, you could do it. But if I didn't know the limit to how many times that guy was going to hit me, I don't know how much money that would take.
I would let him hit me once, and then I'd just drop to the ground and be like, okay. Okay.
What if it was
Lauren gets to the ground, ding, 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 we're up. Lauren just like lays on
the ground.
I know, okay.
You wouldn't do it for the Mike Tyson money where he made like $76 million and Jake Paul made 100 and something, like ridiculous amounts of money?
I don't know. I really don't know how much it would take, but that is a big dude.
That's a big dude.
That is a big guy.
Who can punch very, very, very hard.
Yeah. One of his, it wasn't in the Jake Paul fight, but somebody estimated one of his punches that was a knockout earlier in his Olympic career to be almost like getting hit by a semi.
That's wild.
That's how much strength and power that dude has in his body. He is very good at what he does. He is very big. He is very strong. I am very curious, to watch more boxing, even though I hate the rules of the sport. I wish it was more like we could follow it.
Are you more interested in MMA or more boxing?
I would probably pick MMA just because that is a more functional sport. I don't like gymnastics for the same reason. Right? I don't like that judges just be like, here's an abstract value that I assign to it based on what I saw before you and what I'm seeing now. Right? Like, that is just a proven human influence. We make comparisons. So when Simone Biles does stuff, it's compared to what you just saw, whether you're trying to compare it to that or not. Like, I hate that. I hate that Jake Paul won some fights simply because he landed one more shot technically on Antony Joshua and ran around. Like, the referee during this thing had to tell him, we are here to box, stop running away. Right? He wasn't doing boxing. He was doing, I'm a little scaredy cat and I'm gonna run away from this situation as long as possible. Right? But this has become such a cultural phenomenon right now. Like, even a video that was posted yesterday on LTT, a tech channel of YouTube, referenced this fight. Right? It is
wild.
Big thing. They basically said Antony Joshua is AMD right now in the CPU space, and Intel is Jake Paul. Because it's just, if you're going to build a PC right now, go AMD. It's not even a question, kind of a thing. I'm really happy I watched it. It was a great time. I was being a real fat butt, and I was sitting on my couch, and I had ordered food, and it was delivered right between round 3, and I was just stuffing my face. I think it was pizza while I was watching Jake Paul.
But isn't that the greatest thing ever? Watching MMA while you're eating something and not getting punched is great.
Yeah, that's
great. Or boxing or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so next time
That's
I
super
think
cool.
ESPN tells me that there's a big fight coming on, I think I'm going to try and watch it. Um, I still don't know enough. With every sport, I think it helps to root for somebody, and I don't have like a
It
favorite
does.
boxer or favorite MMA guy. Like I would actually pick Anthony Joshua, but he doesn't really fight anymore. So, and like he just got into a big car accident, so that's kind of an issue too.
Oh, he
Killed
did?
two of his
I didn't know that.
friends. Yeah,
Oh gosh.
Shoot.
yeah. It was a
That's
big
crazy.
car accident. He walked away just fine, but um, lost two of his best friends. Um, so I don't think he's
That's
going to be fighting
terrible.
for a while. Um, so yeah, that's all I basically got to say with it. Like I said, I'm interested. I don't know when I will or if I actually will, but I am interested.
We're interested. Cool. Cool. All right. With that, let's go to our shared topic today, guys. And that's going to be Dragonheart. Lauren, you suggested this. What did you think about it, having watched it again?
I love this movie. This was one of my favorites growing up. Um, this was kind of like my mom let me watch this before I could watch Lord of the Rings things. So this is like um, my stepping stone to Lord of the Rings. So this is kind of like my medieval magic-y story that I had when I was younger. And the song, like, I don't know if you guys notice, but if it has a song I really like in it, it will boost up my ratings of why I like that song, this show. So there's a song at the end that like do 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 that song. Oh, I love that song. I literally like my mom got that song recorded and put into a plushie for me for Christmas one time. And it drove my dad nuts because I would just play that on repeat. um, and yeah, I think watching it again, I was still impressed with the dragon. I think like it doesn't have as much texture as it would now if they were to like render it now, but like the emotions and like the range of everything, like literally you just need to go in and texture it a little bit better, and it's great. Um, I think they do have the mix of animatronics with CGI because they have a lot of like interactions with the knight and the dragon that I miss with movies that I really liked uh, in this movie. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of Bowen. I remember like sitting there and the kid was like Bowen, and I was like, actually,
Bowen?
I really like that name. I was like, I forgot that the knight's name was Bowen, and I actually really like that name. Uh, and the girl actually, she always drove me a little bit nuts, uh, even when I was a kid. And she kind of drove me uh, nuts this time too. Um, where I kind of just noticed that she just liked to stand around and glare. That was her superpower, was just glaring. uh,
She
and so,
disapproves of everybody in this show.
except for the dragon.
And the knight sometimes when they make
Sometimes.
googly eyes at each other.
Yeah. Um, I really like the Bowen's relationship with the dragon and like his like need to go out for revenge because of like I love his whole storyline and then like figuring out who it was, and then you have the dragon being like he wants to die but is scared to die because he's the last of his kind. He knows that like if he dies then the king dies, who's this awful person that he shared his heart with. And but he, yeah.
I don't think he's the last of his kind because there's four more movies.
Shut up. So he's the last of his kind. Don't spoil. um
That's what I was
uh
going to say in my review.
he thought he was the last of his kind. And like dragons when they die, if they like are worthy, they become part of the stars. And so he's like terrified that he's not basically going to have the drag in heaven if he dies. And so it's like this weird mixture of this thing that I think is very interesting for a plot line. And then I love when the knight and the dragon kind of team up together to basically just like to just con people out of their money and pretend to kill him, because he's like, well, if you kill me, I'm the last one and you're a dragon slayer by trade at this point, so that's how you get your money, so like you won't be getting money anymore. So why don't you just pretend to keep killing me and then we good. And so
We
I love
good.
I love the dynamic in between Bowen and he keeps calling him Dragon until he names him Draco, which is also means dragon. And they even like point that out in the movie. He's like, so instead of calling me Dragon in your tongue, you're just gonna call me Dragon in some other tongue. And he's like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm sorry. He's like, nah, it's fine. um, yeah, I like how the bad guy is just gross and you hate him. He's just awful. And I feel like sometimes, like especially now, you have to have a misunderstood villain. Nah, this guy was just greedy and like wanted to be the most powerful, have the best, have whatever he wanted. Um and then I laughed that Jason Isaacs, I forgot that he was in this. um uh yeah, he's just kind of like the second in command who's also awful. Um yeah, I love this movie. Probably yeah, I was like, I think I will probably like it more than you guys, just because like I have the nostalgia factor. Um but yeah, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10.
Cool. Cool. And so it sounds like it held up as much as it did when you were younger. When was the last time you
Yeah.
watched this?
2 years ago.
Okay.
So I knew it wasn't going to be that bad with like the holdup of CGI and stuff, because I remember watching it relatively recently.
Cool. And did you like the whole Sean Connery voice?
I actually, because okay, so this is the to me, this was the first introductory to Sean Connery was Draco. So it's really funny not seeing Sean Connery as Dragon.
Wow.
Everything else. So it's probably
interesting.
like the reverse for you guys, but like, because I knew his voice so well, having like watched this over and over and over as a kid, and then I started seeing other Sean Connery movies, and I'm like, Draco. So yeah, no, that didn't take getting used to for me. I'm like, that's an iconic dragon voice. That is
Right
the
there.
dragon voice.
That's what a dragon should sound like and everything.
Actually, I love it. Because like his voice is so guttural, and like I think it's perfect for a dragon. I think they did a good, great choice.
I actually agree. I agree. All right. I think I'm going to go next on this one. I was pleasantly surprised. I haven't seen this movie since I was like 11, 12, something like that. And I had a good time with this movie. I do think the dragon looks pretty solid. Like, it looks pretty good. And when I compare this to that Water World, what was the show called with the water, the waterfalls? Dinotopia. When I compare this to Dinotopia, this looks like a freaking masterpiece. Dinotopia is garbage. And I had a good time. I think Sean Connery did a good job with the voice. I love the music. I forgot about the main theme song, but I've heard it in my head. Like, there was this song that I've tried to look for. It was the main theme song to this movie because it is fantastic.
That's great.
And the ending made me like, I didn't cry, but I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah.
I I loved this movie when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I didn't remember it. I get that the dragon is trying to get to dragon heaven and not like lose his spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he's talking, or when he saves the little king, I'm like, you don't even know this kid. You're gonna give half of your heart to a kid. He could be a spoiled brat. He could be a good dude. You have no idea. There are people dying all the time. Why don't you give one of them your heart?
I was like, to
I
be
just
fair, he knew the queen, and she was begging.
okay. I guess
So,
that's true. I guess that's true. That's
yeah,
fair. That's fair. That's fair. Because I was kind of like, I don't know about that.
yeah,
That was
because
kind
the
of my
queen
one
and him were
negative.
friends. But
Yeah, that makes sense. But wasn't it like it was the king that was trying to kill the dragon, though, right?
yeah, so the king is a dragon slayer. He was also a tyrant, but he wasn't like trying to eradicate the dragons, but he had killed dragons. So that's
Okay.
why he's like, and then her, like, her heritage or whatever. And I might be thinking of the other movies that explain this lore of her being friends with him. Um,
Wait, you've seen the other Dragon
I've seen
Heart
all of
movies?
them. Yes, of course I have.
I
They're not
had no
good.
idea. None of them are good.
They're not that great. I mean, you could watch them, and sometimes I rewatch them, and then I remember why. I'm like, yeah, okay.
You're like, dang it. Ah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that was literally like my only negative. The pacing sometimes feels a little bit off. It did feel a little long, but they're all minor complaints. I had a good time with this movie. I think it was really enjoyable. The acting is all solid. Even the girl who just like glares at people, I still like. I had a good time. And
yeah.
when the dragon falls out of the sky and ends up in they're like, oh no, it's not deeper than that. And he's
I'm
like,
not
get
sinking.
deeper. Like, I'm not sinking. Very funny. And the guys go out, meat, meat, meat. It
Yeah,
was really good. It's just there's a lot of good little charm into this movie. I wouldn't say it's a amazing show, but it's got some heart and it's a good little show that you could watch with kids and they would have a good time. It's just enjoyable. For me, this was like a 7 experience. Solid 7. I had a good time. All right, Josh, what did you think about it?
Well, I am the newbie to this topic. I had never seen it before. I had
Mhm.
vaguely heard of it. I thought it was another Aragon based on a book kind of a thing, but turns out the book came after because people liked this movie so much. Um, kind of cool. Um, I think
That's
for
cool.
1996, this movie looks incredible. Particularly the first scene where the dragon is under the water. Like most of the time, I'm like, yeah, it looks good. But when the dragon is underwater and you can still make out the scales, but it's super dark, and then he breaks up out of the water, I was blown away. I was like, that is amazing. Like, not even just for 1996. That is some great visual effect that they did with that. That is incredible. Great job. Awesome. Awesome. Sean Connery as the dragon, for me, it just took some getting used to. I do think he does a good job with it, but at first it was like, and then I was like, okay, no, I'm fine with this.
okay.
Yeah, when he starts to be more humorous is when I go, okay, all right, I get it. Okay. Um, my complaint about it though is he has a very distinct voice, does he not? And the
Yes.
knight saw him in the cave because our POV was from the dragon and he was facing us. And then
That's a
he
good
meets him
complaint.
out in the wild and is like, oh, I clearly never meet this guy.
To
I
be
don't know.
fair, we never heard how the other dragons sound. Maybe Sean Connery voices all of the dragons.
That is totally fair. And I thought about that, but I was like, they've got to change a little bit. Like, I can excuse this, but for me as a viewer, I was like, never once did you think maybe this is this dragon. who has the same voice and looks the exact same as the dragon that I saw in the cave. Um,
Yeah, it was also like several years apart, but
yeah, yeah,
it is
um,
a very distinct voice.
yeah. So I agree. You can right away you can make logical reasoning as to why that might be. But for me as a viewer, I was like, didn't you see him? And didn't he sound the exact same? And you don't even
I,
question it. You're just like, "Yep, if this is the last dragon, then I'm never gonna see him." And I'm like,
I want
maybe.
Sean Connery to voice the female dragons, but like slightly higher pitch.
Um, yeah. My next complaint about this, Remus, his name's David Thewlis or whatever. He plays the prince, our main antagonist. That hair is just bad. That hair is
Makes you
just
hate him
wrong.
more.
No, it's not hate. It's just like I kind of feel like guys just should never do bangs. That's what I'm figuring out. Every time I'm bothered with male hair, it's because they have bangs. That's what I kind of think. Because if you had the same like hair, it would still be uncomfortable. You'd still hate it. But the bangs are just like, dude, what are you even thinking? Like, you're trying to be this prince who gets all the ladies, and this gorgeous redhead, she's absolutely stunning, comes in, and she looks at you, and of course she's not going to be interested. You have that hair. um, yeah. My biggest complaint about this movie is the pacing. It is all over the place, right? Um, Everything that I wish that they had expounded on and I felt like was an interesting thing, like the knight and the prince's separation, they do it in like 30 seconds. But we got to see the knight and the dragon fake his death 3 times. Right? The third time, it was kind of like, hey, we're going to make this twist where there's no water and it's a funny. Okay, fine. Makes sense. Why did we have it the second time then? If the first time was to establish that they do it, and the third time was to make it funny, why did we do it the second time? Why didn't we explore this whole dynamic, interesting situation of the knight's character and why he would leave the prince? Because I'll be straight up, I looked away. I pulled up my phone and I was like, okay, I'm going to start making notes. And then I looked up and it was the scene where, like, I went from the heart giving in the cave to the knight fighting the dragon. And I was like, what the freak? Why did he just, like, leave the prince? He's clearly a douchebag. You clearly all know that. He clearly ripped his father's crown away from him while his father was still alive and said, "This is mine now." Like,
He
what
was
the
mentioning how he
freak
wanted to
happened
slaughter the
there?
peasants with his father.
Yeah, like I was just like, "What? Why? Why?" And then like, why did the knight become a dragon killer after all that? I still don't understand that point of view on why he was just like, I vow to join the dragons too. And then the next scene is them fighting a dragon. I'm like, what the what?
Did you see the scene where he like was gonna burn one of the guy's eyes out, and then Bowen comes in and is like, "Run!" and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it was a very short little bit of being like, "Ah, you're changing from who I am," and he went after dragons because he thought that the dragon corrupted uh, the
Right.
prince.
Okay. Yeah, that does ring a bell now. Um,
Yeah,
I just like we spent so much time on kind of like the basic elements of this story. If they would have like delved deeper and spent half that time into these more interesting, like the fall of a knight, I would have been way more into this movie. Um,
Okay.
I thought the dragon looked really good. I liked his sense of humor. I liked Sean Connery doing it, even though it did take a minute to get used to. I liked the night. I liked all the actors. I liked that it was a little pre Harry Potter reunion with all the like Harry Potter's or James Potter's friends are all kind of in this movie. Um, and they all kind of are similar characters, but just like, what if instead of this guy being the get bad guy, it was Remus who was really the bad guy? Um, so like, there's a lot to really, really like about this movie. I think the soundtrack is really good. As I didn't love the pacing. That's what really hurt this for me. I think there's a lot of good elements there, but because they spent tons of times on this boring stuff and not enough stuff on the stuff that I would find interesting, I gave it a 6.6.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It
That
was
is
funny
fair.
because, like, now looking, like, when I was watching it this time, I remember everything that happened, but I forgot in what order. And it kind of surprised me the order of things that happened in the movie. So that's totally fair.
Um, it could have been like a great movie, right? Like that's the biggest thing that I think hurts this is like I'm not sitting here pointing at plot holes. This isn't Harry Potter where I'm like, well, this is a plot hole and this is a plot hole and
This
this
is
is
the
stupid and this is
focus.
bad. It's like they focused on these things and they like had the good ideas. They just glossed over the good ideas to get to some humor or get to some funny stuff or get to whatever. And I'm like, you could have just like made a good movie, you know? Uh,
I think it was a good movie. It's just not a great
yeah,
movie.
yeah, it could have been bumped up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still overall positive. It's still above a 5. I would still rather watch this than Black Panther. I would still rather watch this than a lot of stuff. Um, it's just like I you could taste the greatness that they just didn't do, and I don't
It
know
just wasn't
why.
quite there.
Yeah.
One more editing pass. Okay, cool. Well, guys, that's going to be our episode. We appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Make your week fantastic. We'll see you next time. Peace.